Hello, my name is Autumn Like the Season, and I have a master's degree in Family and Consumer Affairs. My goal is to talk about family and related topics. This is Mama's Meals and Marriage. Hey now, hey guys, it's your girl, what's up? Today I wanted to talk about epidurals. Yes, I'm a new mommy, so getting an epidural is fresh in my mind, so I wanted to talk about it because I think some people might be a little curious. Let's start off with this. First off, I didn't even want to get an epidural at all. Not at all, not at all. I actually planned to have a natural hospital birth, and I didn't want any medicine, no nothing, and I just wanted to have it natural. I had a doula, and I did not want to get epidural. But what had happened was I kind of induced my own labor by taking castor oil, and it made the process very intense. I had extreme contractions where it was overwhelming, and I absolutely could not take the pain anymore. So I was so desperate, I decided to take the epidural. I had to have most people leave the room. I was able to have one person, which was my husband, in the room with me. So I felt them because I didn't want to look. Honestly, I'm scared of a lot of different things, and I didn't want to get queasy or anything like that, so I didn't look. But I felt them touch my back, and they were putting it felt like tape or something on my back. I don't know, but they were rubbing it and touching it and stuff like that. And they told me it was gonna be a little poke. So when they poked me, honestly, it felt like I was getting a shot or something like that. But it was really sharp. I say that, a very sharp pain, and it just felt like a little needle was going in my back, which pretty much was. And so they tell you to stay still, and you have to stay still, or you could potentially be paralyzed. So that's a scary thought. Mind you, I'm having contractions, and the contractions are overwhelming, but I'm more concerned about getting injured with epidural, so I'm trying to stay calm and not move. And let me tell you something, that lady kept saying, oops, and then when she kept doing that, I started getting nervous. So I started looking around, then I see a ton of blood, disgusting. I was about to freak out, even if it was my own blood. I'm a very queasy person, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is too much for me. So I stopped looking around because I didn't want to see nothing else that I was not trying to see, okay? I say a few minutes later, the pain pretty much went away. I was able to be more relaxed, and I was able to calm down. So along with the epidural, it's like something stuck in your back, and basically you can press the button to get more medicine put in. And when you get the epidural, it numbs you from waist down. So pretty much they had to put a catheter inside of my cootie cat because I was gonna pee on myself basically, and so the catheter collects the pee. And anyways, they had the buttons, and if I wanted more, I press the button. So over time, because I was at the hospital for a few days, honestly, but when it was getting to the point where I was going into labor, I started feeling more and more pain. So the doctors ended up getting these big old huge needles and then injecting more medicine into my back and stuff like that. And that eventually helped, but I was connecting the dots. In the beginning, I was saying how that lady kept saying, oops. I'm thinking to myself, she messed up, because some parts of my legs, I felt some stuff, and then some parts of my hips, I felt some, and some I didn't. And it was just all over the place, where I feel like I didn't have a consistent pain relief. It was I had pain in different places that I don't think I was supposed to feel. But towards the end of the labor, once the baby was almost out, I could feel the pressure. So when I was pushing, I could feel something was going on, and they had to do a lot of checks with me and stuff, so they were doing a lot of tugging, but it wasn't necessarily pain. It was more like a pressure sensation. And honestly, when I did have the baby, the best way to describe it is if you have a big poop that you're constipated, and then you finally get that big poop out, and it's and you just feel so relieved. And basically that's how it felt to have the baby. So I would say honestly, if you don't like pain, epidural is definitely gonna be for you. But then the after, I don't know, you gotta consider that as well, because okay, after they're like, the epidural is gonna like wear off. So like when you have epidural, like you're kind of confined to the bed. You can't get up because your legs are kind of numb. And so towards the end, like after I had the baby, they sent us to a different room. They kind of wanted me to walk around, which I was, but my legs kind of felt numb and tingly. And they told me it was gonna go away. And I was like, okay, cool. So I wasn't thinking about it too much. Then I left the hospital. I still felt numb and tingly, and they were like, oh, that's normal. So fast forward to my baby almost 6 months, child, my legs feel numb and tingly. They keep saying that it's not because of the epidural, but I'm telling you, it's because of the epidural. I'm not gonna let nobody fool me, child. My legs do not feel the same. I cannot run no more. I can barely walk half the time. Like I use the stroller dang near as like a walker because my legs is messed up. And so that's something to consider about the epidural. Honestly, it did make my birth easier, but you gotta think about the after too. And there's worse side effects than what I got, but you know, it is what it is. I probably won't get it next time, but it did help me temporarily in the moment. I said do what's best for you, okay? But also look into the after effects and potentials that you can get, because you don't want to be stuck with something like I got, child. It's not fun. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to follow me on other platforms at Mama's Meals and Marriage. Okay, guys. Bye.